Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler. I want to welcome all of you back to the 2021 version of the 100 Days of Zentangle project. Thank you guys so much for being with me on my wild and crazy ride this year. I am hoping to be better organized today and a little bit more centered, but I don't promise. I accidentally took my night medicine when I got up this morning, and so I could fall asleep at any time. So we're gonna see how this goes. I know none of y'all ever do anything silly like that. Yeah. I first thought, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then I thought, nah, they won't care. It's me, they know. All right. Today's tangle is going to... Oh my goodness. Today's tangle is going to be HUGS. It is by Guernsey tangler Sarah Harrison. And Sarah, if you happen to watch this video, I want you to get in touch with me again on Instagram. I didn't realize who you were until I got a message from you, and then I didn't realize... Anyway, get in touch with me again on Instagram. I made a mistake. All right. So HUGS is an awesome grid pattern. Yes, we're going to do 2 in a row this week. It's going to be fun, but I am going to give myself a little fun here in the center and stick some organic something or another in here. And I am going to first, Cindy, I am guilty, just like everyone else, of rushing to get the job done and forgetting to stop and do my bloody breathing. I invite you guys to close your eyes and take some deep breaths, whether it's morning or night. Now, hopefully, I'm not going to start snoring in the middle of my breathing. But some good laughter does the same thing, you know, because laughter breathes in and breathes out deeply. So hopefully I have helped you laugh today as I am getting a hoot out of this. All right. So HUGS is a grid tangle, and we are going to start in traditional Zentangle fashion by penciling a dot in each of our 4 corners. Now I'm going to try to remember to make mine a little Sunday afternoon. Try to make my dots a little bit darker for you guys. I always forget this. And then once again, since we're doing a grid tangle today, I am going to keep my lines fairly straight. And since I'm going to draw my border lines, I don't quite get my dots in the right place, but I know this about myself. I don't sweat it. All right. Now I'm going to do what I did yesterday, which is divide this in half, and then divide in half each way, and then I'm going to divide those halves into quarters, if that helps anybody at all. I'm not sure it helps me, but that's what I'm going to say for now. Tomorrow it might be something completely different. If this is not your first video, then you already know this about me. God bless you all for coming back every day. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to divide these in quarters as well, and I just happen to be using my pencil. You could also use your pen. I have tried many, many ways of drawing these 4 square things, and most people just go straight across and square those off. That doesn't work very well for me. I seem to do better with this, but I have said that many times about many different methods, and so I'm just going to keep going until I find one that works reliably for me. All right. I'm not slurring my words yet, but my tongue's getting numb. I'm just kidding. Okay. So I'm going to grab my 01, my Pigma Micron 01 in black. Oh, and I forgot to mention that because of my light, you can't really tell the difference between the gray toned tiles and the original tiles, but this is gray that I'm working on today. I figured a little highlighting and a little shadowing might go well with this tangle. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to talk to you guys about the tangle well. Well is a Zentangle original pattern, and it is done with a dot in the middle, and then you are going to connect the dot to each of these four corners, but you're going to do it with a slight curve, and it has to do with taking off on the correct side and going the right direction with it. And let me show you what I mean. For each of the four corners, you're going to come from the opposite side like that. Okay, so opposite of this would be to come this way. Yes. And then we would do this, perhaps less curved, Cindy, and this. Okay, and so it ends up looking like sort of a folded envelope, right? Okay, so we're going to be taking this stroke pattern, and we're going to be taking that into our pattern today, but we're going to be doing it with just a tiny dot in the middle. But then we're still going to use our same curved shapes in this fashion. Okay? So I wanted to explain this in hopes that this would help you, because if you take out the dot in the middle, this looks a little bit more confusing. Okay? So this is what we're going to be doing over here in our squares to begin with. All right? So I'm going to start with a dot in the center, or in my center, and I'm going to be doing this same stroke just with a slight curve from dot to corner, and I'm going to keep this curve turned the same direction as I go. Pretend that this is a clock face, and you've got your minute hand is curved, and so it's not going to change the direction of the curve as it goes around. Does that hopefully not confuse you more? All right. So you have this. Okay. So the next thing, the rest of this is so simple, you're going to love it, and it ends up being so attractive. It's such a pretty tangle. All right, so you're going to come up here to the top of one of the curves, and you're going to start by making a little sort of a faux R line here with a curve at the top, and you're going to go straight down. An echo line would come back down on this line, but this is going to go straight down like this, and we're going to get smaller each time as this other line rises. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this point down like this. All right, this part reminds me of Phycops a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to turn our tile, and we're going to repeat this on each side. Now the size and shapes is going to depend on how you've drawn your squares. So mine are going to be funky, of course, and that's fine. This tangle is going to be cool whether your lines are perfect or not. Then you're going to turn your tile again. Usually 3 bumps will do it for you. But if you need to add 4, there's no reason why you can't. And if you want to make these skinnier and fit more in, you can certainly do that as well. I'm just sort of rolling with it. And 3 does seem to work in here. in a very cool way. So this is your fragment. A fragment is what we call the central element in a little square in a grid tangle or whatever shape it is. Now, I noticed at the bottom of the step out on tangle patterns on her step out, that she has some variations of this done in the same configurations and the same shapes, like triangle, that you can do well in. Since you can also do well in a triangle, then that's going to translate to this tangle as well. Yeah. And by the way, the tangle What the Well, Jody Genovese, you are the cleverest tangle namer ever, woman. I had to stop and laugh about that for about 5 minutes when I saw that. Jody, that is a challenging tangle for this crew, for me even. And we'll see if we can work it in at some point. I don't think we're ready for that yet. I spent about an hour on it last night. And yeah, it is cool if you can get it to work. I've just got to get comfortable with it so that I feel like I can teach it. Because I won't lie, I drew a grid in pencil so that I could keep track of what was going on in there. So repeat. Isn't this nice and simple? This is very little thinking for me, so it's going to be a winner in my book. I need to slow down. I can already tell I've got stray lines everywhere. Slow down, Cindy. And I'm going to try really hard not to encroach in my square next. Oh, that's much better now that I have slowed down. And then like that. Yeah. Let's all take a deep breath again. Because if you're anything like me, you stop breathing while we're going. Since it's hard for me to keep talking and not breathe, so I don't usually go too far. But I find myself holding my breath sometimes. I don't know if y'all do that. I'm not sure if that's... Not sure why that is. That I sort of hold my breath. I don't know if that helps you draw better or not. Okay, so this is our tangle for today. So what... Oh, nope, I forgot some. The last step on this is to add a little bit of line weight. What, Cindy? We've been doing that. Probably not this much. Just a little bit of line weight on the end of these. And of course, depending on what you decide to do with the outer edge, you could also use line weight and rounding there. That would also be used to great effect. I also think it might be cool if I tried inking this in, but I'm not going to do that yet. We're going to get familiar with this, and then maybe we'll go crazy. All right. Oh, here we go. All right, now... So when we were doing Capullo yesterday, you remember when I saw, if you made it that far in the video, I stopped when I had these tangles around the edges and I looked at the center and I thought, I wonder if, so that's what I planned on today. I planned on my I wonder if, and I thought it might be fun to trap a little bit of something organic in this center part. and then draw my grid around that. And so I want to do the organic part first in case I want to have that overlap any of these, okay? So what I'm going to do, of course, is my very favorite tangle flux. It lends itself so well. And I'm going to mostly keep that in the center area, but I'm not going to mind if these dip just really just a tiny bit into these outlying squares, okay? And for you new guys, this is my favorite tangle flux. It is made with a teardrop shape, and you can make that teardrop shape do whatever you want it to do and make it go wherever you want it to go. So I think I'll put one more here. And maybe one right here. And the things you can do with flux are endless. But I think this is where I'm going to stop with that here. Maybe I'll put one more tiny one down here. Like that. All right. Is that all I want to do? I think so. Okay. So let's continue now with our grid. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put in my well dot and draw in my spines, which is what I think of them as. Remember, your curves are supposed to go the same direction. That is the key to getting this to look right. Okay. Dot. I always start with the same corner. Now, you can have yours turned the other way. If you're a lefty or you just want to draw it that way or whatever, that doesn't matter. But you always want, once you decide which direction your curves are going to go, you want them all to go that direction. Does that confuse you or help? I don't know. And again, these curves aren't big curves. They're just slight curves. Simba, don't help me with my grid patterns. You know I don't need help with those. And you could change from square to square and go this way, right? And that doesn't matter, but within the square, you want them all to go the same direction. I wonder what would happen if we did that. Let's do. And so now I'm going to turn this way and make all my curves go in the opposite direction. This way, okay? And it's truly the same thing, but you'll notice we get an interesting meta pattern. Now, whether that pattern is going to translate once we add the rest, I don't know, but let's find out. All right, so I am itching to finish these up a little bit. I've got stray lines and such. I think I might want to re-emphasize my initial lines just a little bit. Well, hopefully just a little bit. Just to see. It will kind of accentuate that movement. And then for now, I think I want to round on the outside edge. I might change my mind and think it looks awful and go back and ink all of it in. But I suspect that rounding on the outer edges is going to look really good if I can manage to not overdo it. Okay. There we go. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to ink it. Because it's going to actually take longer that way. Although I suppose we could do this to the outer edges and treat the inner edges with inking. It's also an idea. As always, let your imaginations go wild. Just because I do things one way does not mean you can't choose to do them another way. It's your art and you decide. All right. Sunday afternoon, it's raining and people are going way too fast outside. Par for the course. This is always much nicer if you slow down. But look how cool that is. Isn't that a nice pattern? I really like it. I liked it immediately. I thought, there's a grid pattern I might be able to do. And I bet all y'all can do it too. Letting my southern shine today. All right, and don't let me forget to put my line weight down here on these lines. In this instance, it really doesn't matter which side you put your triangle on, and you'll see that depending on the situation, mine will change sides. I don't think it matters. You can decide. You probably want to make this, this is probably a situation where less is more. Of course, when you've made a mess here, the way I have, you might need a little more. But just a little bit should be plenty. A little bit of extra weight right there. And so let's finish. And of course, less is more is a concept I have difficulty with. Always have. Let's hear it for the flamboyant people in the audience. Oh my goodness. All right, that will be something else, so I'm going to leave that for now and put my next one in. Much nicer when you go slowly. And we'll do you can see that line isn't very curvy, but it doesn't need to be. And the more curvy it is, the more difficult that first stroke there is. So I think I should do this as I go, otherwise I may forget spots. And of course, if you would prefer to draw it in a different direction or way, then you are welcome to do so. So I wonder what will the meta pattern be here when we have changed directions. I am curious. I am sure Sarah tried that. Usually when you deconstruct a pattern, you try to consider all of the different possibilities. And if you miss one, then somebody else is going to come up with it, which is fine also. That's the fun. just like that, that stray line is almost gone. All right. Oh, look at this. This will be interesting. Let's do this side and see what happens. Interesting. Well, I got sidetracked really badly, didn't I? Oh my goodness. All right. Let's go back to what we were doing. Quit getting distracted. Made that first one too fat. Now I'm using a 0-1 here specifically because there is no way I don't make a mess with a pen. Just no way. These little interstices are really small and delicate. Simba's having his daily puppy dream. Okay, Sim, it's okay, Bubba. It's okay. Which involves chasing squirrels or something. We have a squirrel that lives over here, and he and Simba have a love-hate relationship. The squirrel loves to pester him. We found him. We were going out the back door to the patio the other day, and I opened the door, and that squirrel was sitting there on the doorstep right in front of the doggy door. And so it made me wonder what kind of games they were playing. All right. I think this will be nice. Shading is also going to be wonderful on this. And of course, I'm going to do my dark shading because that's what I do. Y'all may, of course, shade as you will. All right. It occurs to me that this could be fun for Art Deco types of situations. Like, I think this would go really cool in some kind of a configuration with Akebia. It's another Art Deco type of a feel. Like I said, it doesn't have to be much. I tend to get overly excitable with line weight and rounding, so you know, you use your best judgment and don't use mine. Get that squirrel, Sim. Uh-oh, there they go. Simba, wake up, buddy. Mom, I almost had it. I took some pretty pictures of him last night while I was editing. I had nothing else to do, or I was uploading the video. I cannot believe I didn't catch that mistake. What happened was I had deleted a clip, and instead of getting it deleted, somehow it got stuck over the clip that existed there. And I mean, it wasn't any big deal, but And who knows what the rest of the video is like, because I didn't have time to watch it all. I came over here to start recording today's or tomorrow's. But forgive me for that, guys. I get crazy sometimes. I appreciate your understanding. Okay. I love this. I love this kind of bold look it has. Less is more, Cindy. Less is more. And, all right. Let's keep drawing now that we got caught up. Okay. I need to keep talking. My brain is slowing down. Or maybe I don't. Maybe music would do. Or not. I want to thank you, Simba. I want to let you guys who have given me opinions on things, really, thank you. Whether you like it or not, I appreciate you letting me know. Just be kind. And that's cool. I frequently change things in what I do based on your comments. So, now as far as the music goes, I don't know if I will ever get to the point where I will leave it out completely. But I'm, as long as the video flows okay and we don't have large spots of just silence. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so now we have changed direction here. Is that where we did it? Or did we do it? No, that's it. It's just got a little more ink in there than the other ones do. Okay, so now we change directions. So let's see what we get with this. And we want to start, I'm going to have to draw this backwards now, aren't I? It'll be all right. Okay, so we're going to start here. This is for you guys that are left-handed. Judy Morgan, if you're out there, much love. I might be better at drawing it that direction. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. That's right. One of these days I will try drawing with my left hand. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I do, as I rehab it, when I have surgery, I do practice that. I just, doing it on video, that's something else. Even if you are not ambidextrous or left-handed, there is nothing wrong, or whatever is your offhand, there's nothing wrong with practicing writing and drawing with it. It's good practice. It's good brain practice. And you never know when something is going to happen in life and you may have to use your offhand. And it is always good to be comfortable with that possibility, knowing that you can change that. It is, again, muscle memory. Ooh, that makes little diamonds. Kind of like that. I did run out of stuff to say, huh? That doesn't happen often, don't worry. Maybe you're enjoying that. Okay. 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 This looks pretty good. Let's see what, if any, differences. Okay, so if we put these, if we shift the direction, there's going to be a different meta pattern. If I had gotten these lined up a little bit better, we would have had a different pattern here in between, sort of like what we had yesterday. So I definitely want to explore that. So I might start turning them every other one. At least I'll do it on this side. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Okay, and so now I'm going to have the added challenge here of working behind this. So let's see if I can do it. And again, if you're a beginner and this is too much for you, don't do it. Practice in your sketch pad until you feel comfortable with it. Then you can put it on your tile, and if you want to leave that out, please do so. If you're an experienced tangler, I challenge you to do some drawing behind today. There we go. And the rest of this should be fairly easy. I'm going to do my best here to match up these right here. So that I have these little diamond shapes. If I do that, then the space that I have left for this part is going to be much more comparable. And then when I ink here, I have these cool meta patterns, as we did yesterday. These little triangular or diamond shapes. Yes, somebody laughed at my square diamonds the other day. I understand. These are diamond triangles, so leave me alone. All right. All right, now yeah, this way. So here I'm just going to do the hollabah thing. So when I come to, I'm going to draw these as usual, and when I come to a line, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to go behind it. Okay, Simba. And then finish it off. All right. And so I can't see the top of this at all, and my square line is right here. So this is going to be like this. Okay. And this one is almost non-existent. We're just going to put a little hint of a line like this, and that's it. All right. Now, yep, like this. Just go opposite what is in the other square. You will be fine. And this. Nice. I really like that. So I am going to alternate these as I go around. And yeah, I changed in midstream, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so here, I'm going to start and come down here. So I didn't make it all that more difficult on myself by doing that. And that, of course, is a good thing. All right. And this. Add some line weight at the bottom of these. And remember, this line weight on the center lines, that's me, not the step out. I never want that call where somebody says, "You taught that tangle wrong." And I probably did. It's okay. My belief is that when we do tangles differently, we're not doing them wrong. We're just showing our creativity. And if that happens to be wrong, so be it. All right. All right. that's it. All right, let's go this way. And so I went the normal way, so this time I'm going to go backwards. So this way, or at least what passes for backwards with me. There we go. And now we're going opposite, so this way. What is it about rain that's just so quieting? All right, over here. That's right? Right? And if you'll notice in here, this shape is the shape that we did camber last year. Cool, huh? There we go. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. Without my sleep medicine, I guess I'll be awake. Maybe I'll be doing another video. Which will be bad because the next day I have to get up with Mari to do school. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, forgot my line weight. I'm not doing these to the line because I think this makes an interesting edge, but if you want to square this off, of course, you are welcome to do that. I kind of figure most of you do your tiles the way you want. I do mine with you at the same time, and we get done. We have very cool results. I keep talking about how awesome y'all's art is. It's so amazing. All right. Oh, we don't need that there, but we do want it here. At least I do. Oh, it has been lovely to have some quiet at home and to have a little break from the kid. I think I really needed it. I have been so scattered lately. It has been tough. Okay, so this goes this way, so we're going to go opposite. Close enough. And let's do this. I did think about putting tipple in these little interstices and wondering how that would be, but I felt like there were so many, there was so much line work already that I couldn't decide whether it would be a cool addition or make it too busy, so I decided to just stick with the rounding and the inking today. Just despite my inclination to hurry it up. All right. No jokes today. The medicine hit me and I'm just very relaxed, which is good. I'm not saying relaxation is bad, I'm just not drowsiness while you're drawing. Not too bad yet, but I may have to take a break and have a nap and then come back. I was so mad at myself when I did that. I just knew. Just knew. I need to tape my eyelids up. They are drooping. It's going to be music day on this video, isn't it? There we go. This is going to be so cool. Yes, it's a little time intense, but that's okay. We're not in a hurry. At least I'm not, which is good, which is really good. So, I think that's right. Made that first one a little too fat. That's okay. This is really, really a forgiving pattern, and the full result is totally worth the effort that you put in. And so I hope that you guys don't mind that. All right. Oh dear, I can't see. There we go. Well, that got out of control, didn't it? And we may get to the end and I may have to go through and fill all of that, but for now, I don't mind the roughness of the edges, little dips and things like that. I think it makes it look interesting, but you may feel differently and want to do something different, and that's, of course, always okay. All right, let's get some line weight on here if I can see well enough to do that. When my eyes get heavy, my eyelids droop, and it's hard for me to see clearly, hence the tape. Just take your time. When you get head up, breathe. Even if you don't get head up, breathe. All right. Julia Mack, shout out for that. My videos are your me time. You're awesome, girl. Isn't that a nice compliment? I think it is. All right. Okay, so this goes here. So I'm going to go opposite again and curve from here down. This is really just a mirror. That's how I'm figuring this out every time. I'm looking at the last square, following this curve up to the top, and then I'm doing the mirror of that down on the other side. And when you get done, you should have an S-shape curve, or an S curve. And this goes this way, S. All right. This may be easier for you guys to see if I do it this way. So this goes up this way. I'm going to mirror that back down, right? And then I'm going to ignore that square and just focus on getting these all in with the curve, traveling the same way. That is going to match up over there just fine. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'm just using that to figure out my initial stroke. Okay? And so here, this goes, curves up. So I'm going to put my dot. Curve out and down like that. And then here, once again, curve the same direction as this. And there's our little S curve. Now look at this. Right? Cool. Dot. And we're going to go opposite. And this one probably won't match, but I'm okay with that. One, it might, but again, that's okay with me, since I didn't start matching until halfway through. Curving the same direction. Yeah? Cool? All right. I think I'm going to draw the rest of these in and then go back and do all of the line weight and rounding and inking and all of that. I think there's less likelihood for me to get in trouble that way. Otherwise, I have to think too much. We know how I feel about thinking too much. That's not in general. That's when it comes to drawing. I like my relaxation time. This is just right. The way you know where to start is on the back of the curve, okay? See how this curves this way? This is the back of that. Okay. Pick a curve, go to the side that curves into, and that's the back, or what I'm calling the back. It's the back when we start adding a pack to it, isn't it? Very zenful. Back of the curve. Back of the curve. And back of the curve, Cindy. This is where you want to match up with the ones next door. Okay, got one more. So match up the back of the curve. Didn't leave myself much room there. It's okay. All right, and the back of the curve. All right, now I'm going to ink in between next, I think. Simba has my heel pinned down, starting to hurt, and he's having more puppy dreams. Problem with having Mari gone is they sleep all day, and then they want to play all night. Which I don't want to do, but tonight that may be the way it goes. All right, I'm going to do in between first, because I still haven't decided exactly what I want to do down here. I have a pretty good idea, but I want to get finished first. I'm totally going to copy off Sarah. Had some lovely step out art. Should go check it out on Tangle Patterns. Check out her step out. See if I got it right. There we go. I'm embracing today. It's not quite as much as yesterday, which is good. There. Very nice. I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday and your Tuesday. Just kidding. Simba. Simba bear. Hey, Sim. Stop chasing that bunny. Stop chasing it. And again, I could be using a PN to speed things up. Good boy. But down here in these little spots, I'm so jerky with my pen that I think it's better if I use the little one in here. Okay. So tell me what exciting things you guys are up to. If it's anything like me, not a lot. Except I have not remembered to order groceries, and my kid is coming home tonight, or last night as you guys are watching this, and yeah, nothing to eat. Luckily, they feed him before they bring him back, so that is good. That is great for me. Probably, and for him. Here we go. One more. Didn't quite get this one to line up. That's okay. Now we have some good examples of how this looks. I would like to do a tile where I have this alternating thing all over, but probably won't have time for that for a while. There we go. All right. Now, for now, oh wait, I forgot several things, didn't I? This could be another long one, isn't it? Not because of anything particularly exciting, but just because this is time consuming. Roseanne, this one's for you. She always gets excited if they're an hour long. She can be excited for me too. So I think I'm going to be able to stay awake. But I'm definitely not as chatty. Well, that one, yeah. All right, got that. Just a couple more here, and then things should move hopefully faster. Apparently Simba does not care that we are recording. So I'm still man of the house. And he is. Okay, line right. I'm going to try to get finished with this. When my eyes start this whole blurry thing, it makes me nuts. Can't seem to focus on it, and I frequently get those double lines. Could be my brain, but I think it's my eyes. Okay. Okay, and last one. Goodness, I may have to finish some of this off camera. I really am having trouble finding my lines. And I'm going to try to do this one without too big a mess. Okay. All right, did I get them all? No, I did not. Thank you guys for your patience. In general. All right. Okay, so I have this to this point, and I've got my little bits of flux in here. And what I'm trying to decide right now is whether to fill this with flux, partially with flux, put in one large element here and draw that behind over in this area. I'm not sure. What do you guys think that you want to do? You know, before I started having trouble with the eyes, I was going to do a larger one in this square. I think I'll still do that. I don't think it will be quite as... Do I really? I don't think it'll be quite as tough. She says. Okay, so now I need to keep going the same direction. And the same direction. All right, and then on the back side of the curve. There. That one might need another one. So we're going to give it one, because that's what it wants. And we're going to do this over here. Remember, it's the back side of that curve. So... we're going to go like that. Nobody knows what we did back here anyway, so it's not going to matter. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to do this. That'll be our first one. So on this one, I think what I will do is ink all of these little interstices, and I will use my 08 for that. Let me go ahead and put in my line weight. And then I'm going to switch my pens. And well, we've certainly had quiet and relaxation today. And I'll do that with my pen. All right, so this little flux thing is just a bit of a surprise in here, and I like it that way. So I'm going to switch to my PN, and I'm going to speed that up, and I'm also going to, what time is it? Oh goodness, we've already been 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I am going to show you the shading. Then I'm going to speed up the rest of this because I just can't do another 2-hour video. So I'm really exhausted. So what you do for shading on this is you're going to, as we put these on the outside of the curve, we're going to put the shading on the inside of that. Okay. So like this. So here's the curve. We put these on the back side or the outside of the curve. These are going to go on, the shading is going to go on the inside. All right. And of course, if you drew some flux in, you're going to want to shade around that. And like this. So on each curved section, you want to repeat this shading. This is also the same as on well, the tangle well. And so on these, the same thing on the inside. Yeah. Like this. Sarah, thank you for an awesome grid pattern. They are tough on me, but I really love the outcome on this. This is great. All right, I'm inking. Let's first blend this real quick. Bit of a lot of graphite. I used more on these than I would on these, theoretically. Yeah. So what you get is a bit of a 3D look. It looks a bit folded. Of course, I will come through here and shade more, but this is to give you a general idea, and I probably will lift out my initial pencil grid lines, which is one reason why drawing them in pencil is a plan. But again, in Zentangle, we don't erase, simply because we want to embrace the the inevitability of things. We want to just relax into what's happening and not worry about perfection. And the idea of erasing is expecting something perfect, I think, which is unattainable. All right, guys, I'm going to see you at the end. Okay, so 2 hours about, and this is what I came up with. Now I do apologize. The line work and the shading has been a little difficulty because my eyes are doing funny, weird, blurry things. And so I'm not always getting my lines and pencil lines to go down exactly where I'm wanting them to. So forgive me for that. But I wanted to point out a couple of things. Look at how fun the meta patterns are in these ones that we alternated. First they go up together, then they go down together. And I would love to play with this in a wonky grid. I think this would be lots and lots of fun. I also like the middle section, and I ended up shading behind each one of these lines here to give each section a little definition. I think I didn't get this one blended out. Simba is twitchy. So I definitely have some more work to do with cleanup and line work and that kind of thing. But this is where I'm going to leave you today. I really, oh, one more thing I forgot is the charcoal pencil, if I can get anything out of it, will be really good once the shading is done. If you want to stroke some of that in like this. Now I'll go over this again, of course. I just wanted to give you an idea, though, of how dynamic that can make this. And of course the blending and all of that. But isn't this pretty? Isn't this pretty? Good job, Sarah. This is an awesome tangle. It is a little time consuming, but I really like it. And I also like that I left the edges sort of wavy and jaggedy. I think it makes it more interesting. So I am going to see you guys tomorrow, and who knows what we're going to do. And I can't wait. Thank you so much for being with me today and for your patience with my shenanigans. As always, I am going to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.